Hey everybody, Mike Toy, Bonsai Boise. So I get asked a lot how I make my bonsai soil, both the ingredients and how do I actually do it. So I just wanted to take a few minutes to make a quick video on my new method, which is ridiculously easy compared to my old method of standing there with a sifter and sifting it for hours and hours. So come with me, I'll show you the ingredients and I'll show you how I put this thing together and show you how I do it. Okay, so first things first. This is just something that I sort of came up with. You'll probably look at it and find a better way to do it, and I hope you do. Tell me about it when you do. So first thing I did is I took a plastic tub like this and I cut the bottom off. I left a little lip around the bottom though, just to help kind of support it. And I bought this little $5 metal thing from hardware store, just to also help support the screen. I would advise getting a number 5 mesh screen. That's about the size you need. So I'll put a picture of what that looks like here. Because I had to do a lot of research and some trial and error. Bought the wrong size a few times. But I finally got a whole big roll of it. I want to say it was like 40 bucks. But this roll that I have will last me forever. I've used maybe 1/25 of it to make this and to make a different one that I messed up and threw away. So number 5 mesh screen is what you need. And then essentially I just drilled a bunch of holes and used some little metal wire just to kind of hold the screen in place. This was meant to be just a proof of concept, but I ended up just keeping it and using it all the time. Now what you could do is use this as a sifter. Pour your ingredients in, sift all the dust and stuff out of it. You could do it that way. And that's how I've been doing it for years. However, somebody recommended that I pre-rinse it, and so glad that they recommended that. Didn't even think of it. Now I do it. It saves me all of that sifting, so highly recommend it. So let me show you the ingredients that I use, and then I'm gonna make a batch and show you how it looks in the end. So let's take a look. All right, so these are the 3 main ingredients that I use: pine bark, perlite, and safety absorb. And I'll tell you, I eyeball it. I don't do exact measurements like you see a lot of people do. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm too lazy to, I guess. But I would say on average, I probably do 40, 40, 20, somewhere in that neighborhood. And it depends on the tree too. There are some trees that I want to have a little higher pine bark content and some lower. So you just got to use your own judgment there based on your trees, your environment, your location. Are you down south? Are you in a hot, dry area? Are you in a northern, wetter area? You have to take all those things into consideration when making your soil. But this is high desert where I'm at here in Boise, so this is the mix that I use. So you can get these at any big box store, except for the safety absorb. I get that at an auto parts store, pretty much any auto parts store. 15 bucks, 20 bucks, 5 bucks. That's how much this cost me, and I can make probably 2 full batches of bonsai soil with just what you see here. So let's make a batch. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with some pine bark. I'm just gonna add a little bit of each one to start with and kind of eyeball that and see how it goes. A little bit of pine bark. I opened this from the bottom like a genius, so I got to be kind of careful there. Perlite. Put a good amount of perlite in there. See all that dust? We got a plan to deal with that here in a second. And safety absorb. You can kind of see the difference there. Safety absorb, perlite, looks similar, but a little different. The reasoning behind these is that they give good drainage. You don't want your trees to be sitting in a mess of water, but it does absorb some moisture and holds it for a period of time. So that's the theory behind it. Now I'm gonna add a little more pine bark. And then just give it a stir. Be careful not to punch a hole in the bottom of your screen. Got a good breeze going, thank goodness. Otherwise I might actually wear a mask to do this. That's pretty close to the consistency that I go for. I'll kind of tip it down just to get all the, see all that kind of sat undisturbed on the bottom. Then we get all that. Then again. That's probably good. Okay, so we went over the ingredients, we went over the portions and ratios and how to mix it. So now, last step here. See how my hands are all dusty and chalky? See all that? Dust. Dust is the enemy of this stuff. It clogs up your drainage. It makes it harder for the roots to actually breathe. Yes, roots do have to breathe. So we want to get rid of that dust. And this is the part where normally, or before, I would have sifted it like that forever and ever and ever. And you can sift it forever and still the dust will be there. So now, I do it smarter rather than harder. I pre-rinse it. Okay, then lastly, take cinder block, do it with the holes up and down, not side to side. And I just set it on there for a few days and let it dry. Just like that. That way air can get up underneath and above and it'll dry out. And then whenever I think about it, once or twice a day, just if I think about it, I'll just walk by and kind of stir it up because it'll look bone dry on top, but still sort of moist and wet in the middle. So you don't have to, but it'll dry faster that way. All right, so that's it. That's the entire process. Couple ideas that I'll throw your way though. If you have some weed barrier and you lay some weed barrier down like on your lawn or just on some gravel like this, and then dump this out onto the weed barrier, kind of spread it out, it'll dry a lot faster that way. Then all you do is you kind of roll up the weed barrier and pour it right back into the container. I don't do that because my dogs want to eat it or pee in it or something. So be careful of that. The cats will think it's a litter box. So just an idea that I'll float your way in case you're in a hurry for it to dry. Otherwise, you don't even have to really wait for it to dry. I use it all the time with it, just like that. It's a little harder to work into the roots, but you can do it. So that's it. That is my quick and dirty and easy and cheap way of making good quality bonsai soil without breaking the bank. So hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe if so. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.